Hey, my name's Carrie. I write books. I'm writing currently draft 2 of book 2, and we are trying to get to the 50K word mark in this draft before the end of the year.
Oh, happy Sunday, folks. It's the Sunday before Christmas. So we're just now kind of sitting down. I feel like I need to give a little bit of a rundown to catch you up. We are in the middle of draft 2 and I'm trying to break into act 2. I'm trying real hard. It's not going my way. I don't know. I did some stuff that I think really made act 1 better. I do. Also feel like I'm needing to backtrack even more though, because I'm not giving myself enough to work with. I know this sounds crazy, but just because of the way the plot is and things need to fall into place, but it's stuff that needs to be worked out. I need to make it to where the characters are exposed to certain bits of information, but we don't really know the significance of that information until later. There's so much more that needs to be built out, and I just don't know what those things are yet. I mean, and that's part of my issue is I know that there's little bits and pieces that I can add that will make things so much better and will solve some logistical problems that I'm noticing. I need to work out the logistics of things as you do. And I'm kind of not sure how to do that yet. I don't know what I want to do yet with it. And I'm playing around with the idea of asking my writing group to weigh in, but I just don't know. Do I give my writing group access to act 1 right now? But even if I did, they can't help me yet. They're not gonna get back to me right now. I need to write right now. So what do I do? I'm having a hard time. Coming up dry. There are some other things though that need to get sorted. Also, this is the best possible kind of revision that I could be making, being in a second draft. I'm doing the right things during the right stage of the process, if that makes sense. We're elevating a first draft. I'm just man, I need to look at my timeline. I'm also realizing that there's stuff that when I go back and rewrite book 1, because it's gonna happen, I'm gonna rewrite book 1 again. For the 4th time, I'm gonna rewrite book 1. I mean, how many times do you rewrite something before you just let it die? It's okay, I'm not publishing it. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just need to make it make sense, right? So practice making it make sense. Rewrite the book again. It's fine. How many more irons in the fire should I have? Does anyone write 2 books at the same time? I can't. I don't think I can. Maybe if this was my job, I could. I don't know. Maybe I try to write 2 books at the same time. Not this year. We're not doing that right now. Stay focused. Okay. There's stuff that I can plant earlier on, but I'm also asking myself some really interesting questions. Okay, one of my main characters is a smuggler. And the original concept of that was this person knows how to get in and out and transfer goods. That's what he's hired to do. He's hired as a freelancer that goes and gets things under the table from point A to point B without really being noticed. But what makes good smugglers good? And what's so special about having a smuggler in a world with space portals? There's got to be something we can do the whole generic, they finagle things legally. But there could be more to this though. There could be more to this idea. And I'm not exactly sure what the vibe is, but I'm asking myself this question. I'm also re-asking myself the question of what is mercenary culture in my world? I sort of figured out already a while ago when I was writing the first book, and it was they're really territorial and that's how this happens, and whatever, they build a repertoire, a reputation, and that's how they get certain jobs. They're sought out. I don't know, there's just so many more different interesting things that I feel could really help add to this whole thing that I can't tell you about really. I don't want to spoil my book. Again, who's gonna read it? I don't want to give away too much. So here's what I'm thinking. Instead of just relaying to you all my confusion and feeling overwhelmed at the scale of how much needs to go into this still. I wrote act 1. Again, act 1 is written, and yet I still feel in the midst of the 6 or 7 chapters the 5 to 8 chapters that have been locked, I still feel there's more that can be done with these scenes. And I wonder man, how much workshopping do I do at this stage? Do I get further into act 2 and solve some more issues with act 2, backtrack and workshop those chapters that need to do more, which I think that's what I'm going to do, because I think it'll help inform my decision making when it comes to act 2. I was looking at my outline and so much has changed that I'm looking at my reverse outline. And I mean, at this point, I don't really know if doing a whole new outline is necessary, because I have the shape of the story and that's staying essentially the same, but there are like little bits and pieces of plot that are shifting. And I know the shape of my character arcs. Like I know where they're going, like what their main issues are in this book and how they're going to overcome them. But like, actually, maybe I did figure this out. I'm gonna have to go back and look. But like, did I figure out how she summons that? Did I sort that out? I did. I think I did. I feel like I'm liking it less. Like, I feel like as I'm actually writing her story, it's pulling in a different direction. This is my favorite part of writing, believe it or not. This looks like the struggle bus, but in reality, the problem solving and the ideas and the activation of my imagination is my favorite. I love writing looks like after I solve a problem. So I'm looking forward to that when I love having solved the problem. So this is just hard to sort through, and I think I'll need to workshop a few things to see. I think my ADHD brain does not help at all. So I just keep chasing rabbits. I need to focus on one thing at a time. So I think I'm gonna try and jot some thoughts, some ideas. I'm gonna ask not what but why, and I have a feeling that after a while of asking not what but why, I will have sort of a crack enough to write a couple scenes, see how they go, and move on from there. All right, that's the plan.
Hello. I think I'm hilarious. Hold on. Is this weird to anyone else? Or is it just me? I think it's just me. Okay, so this is what I got for Christmas. Something to make the content more content-y. Hi. I hope everyone had a good Christmas, because I did, as you can see. I got some candy, some DJI mics, and a camera. And like, the screaming will stop now indefinitely, forever. Like, I'm not ever going to be yelling at my iPhone. I mean, ideally, like, I don't have to anymore, you know? And you can also like, here she is. She's where all the magic happened. So now I can actually show you what songs I'm listening to in the middle of the clips, because I've been wanting to do that, but I've been recording. So okay, I feel like I need to do a little bit of an update and let you guys know that in the past, let's see, since Christmas Eve, I have not written a single word. What this means is, let's see, I need to write a lot of words. I am 7,000 words away from being done with this goal. And I can get 7,000 words in like 4 days, right? Okay. This is way different than thinking that I could get 20,000 in like 2 days. These are different things. Okay, well, I really hope that the quality improvement translates, because I doubt it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve to figure out how to work all this stuff and make it make sense. But I'm enjoying it. I love this thing. Does anyone else think that the little, like, the poofy on top of the microphone is just like the cutest thing? And if you've never like felt one of these, it's like a bunny rabbit cottontail. It's so cute and fluffy. Anyway, okay, we're off track again. So I gotta double my average, get 7,000 words. And in this vlog, that is the plan. I don't know if I'm traveling at all for New Year's. There's a good possibility that I am. So today and tomorrow going to be major writing days, ideally. And I've said that before and then proceeded to not do major writing days. So the plan is to actually do major writing days. What did I do yesterday, you might ask? I binged 2 seasons of Attack on Titan, and that's it. So don't come at me. But today we're actually going to do something. I think we have a friend coming over later this evening. Yeah, other than that, my day is free.
unfair relationship. Guess it's back to situationships, till this whole dying soul feels half alive. I've looked for opportunity from East LA to Tennessee, and I hope.
Okay, it may come as a shock to you that after those clips were filmed, absolutely no writing happened. A little bit, but no, nothing, stuff happened and nothing actually ended up getting written. That's fine, but we're gonna try and remedy that situation, and I feel just so tired. Like, I need to write, and I had a chance to, but other things happened instead. Basically, life happened, and it's fine. It's completely fine. What did I think was gonna happen? I honestly don't know what I thought was going to happen. Anyway, so me and Bunny Cottontail are gonna try this again. This is writing on Saturday, take 2. Writing take 2. We're gonna try again.
I didn't think I'd ever get this lonely. All these holes in my chest from the war inside. Baited by the hook and now I'm terrified to look at my story through somebody else's eyes. There's a 4-way stop on a 1-way road, and that 210 view never felt like home. If this is truly meant for me, why the hell am I still out here waiting? Don't know why the city lights don't shine on me. Break my back and grind my teeth for a paycheck. It's all I'm meant to be, just stuck in the in-between.
We're trying the whole artistic thing with the new camera. Everything's still too low. Okay, hi. I want you up higher. Hi, hello. Good morning. How are you? I'm all right. I'm fine. Someone's coming to inspect the apartment today. So I've been awake and kind of doing random house chores, waiting for them to arrive. Like, you never know when whoever inspects your apartment is gonna show up. They just, they like to keep that bit of information sort of a secret. They give you a range of like 12 hours. I had to be awake, which is fine. I mean, it's Monday. It's not that hard to be awake on a Monday. I just prefer sleep, and it's fine because I like mornings. Mornings are great. I do like mornings. I just don't like being awake. Yesterday I wrote 1,000 words. Almost didn't make it, but I did. All the haters were saying she wasn't gonna make it. I almost didn't make it. So we are making a peppermint mocha coffee. I had a Red Bull today, so I'm gonna work my way through this coffee a little slow. Not that I need to. I'm going to be fine. A little bit of self-preservation is kicking in, and I realized that I should take it easy on the caffeine when I have a Red Bull. Part of being health conscious. Okay. Anyway, I wrote 1,000 words yesterday, despite all odds, which is so funny because I literally didn't have anything else to do yesterday except write. But of course, like, other things end up happening. So I ended up editing a video yesterday and uploading it, which I'm actually really happy about. I really like how that video turned out. But like, I should have been writing. I was using editing to procrastinate writing. Go figure. Does anyone else do that? Use other important tasks to ignore the big issues, okay? The real issues. I totally did. I had some breakfast because I'm awake. I feel like while I'm waiting for whatever inspection person is gonna come and make sure I'm not like withholding information about a leak or something, I figure I'll do some writing. I have a pimple patch on, so ignore that. We're gonna try and do some writing. That's the update. I don't know why it has been so difficult for me to just get my butt in the seat. I know why. It's because I go through a period of not consistently writing. Getting back to that habit, it takes time. We got to build some momentum. So over Christmas, as you can see by my track bear graph, you know, things kind of fell apart during the holidays. And not even fell apart in a bad way. It just didn't go the way I wanted. Yeah. I think I'm a peppermint mocha gal. Never looking back. Okay, how many days do I have? I have 3 days. I have 3 days to write 5,000 words.
I can totally do that. That's easy. That's so easy. There have been days where I do that, like the potential, man. Maybe it's because I'm not really crunching like I was in Nano. Do these kind of challenges work for me? I don't even know. Like, what am I doing? Okay, we'll see what I end up with today. I think I'm gonna set my word count goal to, it is the 29th. God, 2025 is almost over. I'm gonna set my goal for 2,000 today, just to get spicy. So I think that makes sense. I mean, I just have laundry, the inspector, and whatever else is going to become of me. I mean, I don't know. There's no reason that I can't hit 2,000 words today. So now that I've said that out loud, I think that should fix the issue that comes up where I just don't. How was everyone's Christmas? I hope that your holiday week was restful and nice, and that you had a good time with family, or if that was just not in the cards for you, that you had some peace on earth. Okay. Now I really am procrastinating again. What do I keep doing this for? I know why. I'm still battling this launch into Act 2. I'm 3 chapters in and I don't like it. It's not bad. We're 4,000 words into Act 2. Nothing bad has happened. It feels weird. I think I also don't love the actual climax of this book. Like, we don't find out what I want to find out, that I need to find out by the end of this book. I think for pacing, I figured out that, like, maybe I don't know. I haven't plotted the third. I don't really know what's going on in the third book, and maybe that's, like, part of the issue. Like, ultimately, I know where we're going, but I don't know where we're going. Like, I don't know how the third book ends. That's so weird. But actually, I don't know. I don't know how the third book ends. So that might have something to do with this a little bit. But I think, I know where we need to end up by the end of this book. I just think I'm adding something into it that I think I was going to try and reveal later, but I think we need it. This is so hard. Like, I can do the cute little scene. I can write the cute little scenes. I have a hard time thinking of what those cute little scenes are. They're not cute little scenes anymore. They grow up to be angry little scenes that give me headaches. I think that's part of it, is like that I am trying to fix problems that have kind of come up on the back end of my read through, and therefore I'm trying to solve those problems on the back end when I really just want to be drafting. Ugh. The amount of stare at the wall time that this has taken is kind of embarrassing, actually. I don't know. I'm gonna see what I can do. Let's see what happens, okay? See you in a minute. Okay. Oh, hi. I went to the store. Let me tell you about it. So apparently the inspector's coming tomorrow. So I think I'll do a little grocery haul for you. This is a spaghetti squash. Have you ever had a spaghetti squash? It's a good time. You should try one. Okay. This is what's for dinner. So I need to put these in some water and get them hanging out for a second. Do you want to know a cheap Aldi dinner? I'll tell you a cheap Aldi dinner. This one was more expensive, but I've gotten cheaper ones before. This one was $15, but you can get them for less. So like, you do a little pre-seasoned little roast, tortillas, and then the salad mix. And it becomes easy white people tacos. And it goes in the slow cooker, so that's exciting. Okay, what was I doing? Beans. Okay, so basically, I did a little bit of an editing pass on my draft. It's terrible. I mean, it's not terrible. I'm going through this phase where I'm like, I came out of some really strong chapters and I just don't feel like what I'm working on right now is on par. Oh, I still have broccoli. It's annoying because I know I can do better. It's just like not what's in the cards right now, I guess. I don't even know how to describe what I'm thinking right now, but like it could be so much better and it's just not going that way. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't figure out how to make it better yet. That's the real crux of the issue. That's the real booger, is that it could be better and I just haven't figured out how that happens yet, which is annoying. That's how I'm doing. kind of just staring at it during editing today, and I don't know. Every once in a while, this project, it'll go through phases of just feeling really, really big. Bigger than me, bigger than my capabilities. And I remember about how much I don't know what I'm doing and how much of this I'm just learning as I go. And I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit embarrassing. Like, my lack of knowledge is a little bit intimidating. I'm not gonna be silly about that. Like, it's just, this is hard. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'll come out of like good writing days and be like, I can do this. And I think those days are quickly followed up by, ha, you thought. So for my cheap girlies, balling on a budget girlies, dried beans are super affordable. They're not all that complicated, okay? You just have to let them soak for an hour before you wanna have your soup ready. So I wanna eat around 6. So it's, what time is it? It's 3:30, and I'm gonna have these will be ready to go by the time I wanna start boiling my soup, because I'll start actually cooking the soup around 5. Get it? Okay. These only will boil for like 2 minutes, and then you rinse them when you're ready to start your soup. You'll strain them and rinse them off, and then add them back to the same pot, because we're not in the business of making more dishes than is necessary. Like, it honestly is really easy. So it could be, it could be way worse. It's not that hard. And you just cover them. You don't have to measure water. I don't care what anyone says. And look how pretty this looks. How adorable. Okay, I'm just gonna cover the tops of the beans. And then do you see how the water's already kind of cloudy? That is why we will do the whole rinse strain method. It's because beans are actually kind of dirty when they come from the bag. Do you see this? So anyway, I'm gonna bring them to a boil for like 2 minutes, and then they're gonna sit. I don't need to salt them. I don't need to do anything. This should come to a boil pretty quick. This is the seasoning pack. Don't feel obligated to use it. What is burning on my burner? All I wanna do is keep things clean, but that might set off the smoke alarm. We're gonna turn on the fan. It's important that the smoke alarm doesn't go off, because I can't reach it to turn it off. And this stuff is red wine cheese, and it's delicious. Okay? And you eat it with the potato chip. I'm gonna listen to that and eat my snack. Okay, bye.
The real moral of the story is that you should not procrastinate. How many words am I off? I have 3,972 words to go. I keep saying this will be easy, light work, whatever. Okay. I think I can still do it, obviously. I don't know how to quit. When I say that things feel like mostly chaos, like this is kind of what I'm talking about. Will she do it or will she not? She must decide. One last push for the end of the year. Yay! Okay, I feel the need to update. Okay, let's update, because it is 2:40 in the... Ooh, this is not focused. I don't like the close-up. I don't know. Okay, it's 2:40, and I am listening to Dracula. We're almost done with Dracula, as far as I can tell. I would love to finish that book before the end of the year, but the end of the year is hours away, so who knows what's gonna happen. I've written some words, so the hours between, like the 1 o'clock hour, the hour, speaking English. Anyway, I spent an hour writing, and now I'm spending an hour kind of doing some more laundry, switching things over, folding, packing, that kind of thing. When the hour's up, I'll go back, do some writing, and then finish up anything that needs to get done. So far, that's working. Believe it or not, I got 1,000 words. Since when do I get 1,000 words in the beginning of the day? That never happens. But it happened today, and I guess I'm properly motivated. I'm ready to not be lazy right now. So anyway, finishing up some of those things, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, I think that's all to say. So we're gonna go do the rest of the things. Okay. Let's go, people. Bye-bye.
Halfway there.
Hey. I feel like Good morning. I feel like I need to recap the holidays. It is Monday on the first full week of January, so we need a moment of silence for the holidays. Just on one hand, I'm like glad it's behind me, you know? Like I can finally stop eating so much sugar and butter. That was really a harrowing experience. Obviously, I'm joking. And then on the other hand, I'm like, dang, just focusing on what's important in life is really nice. We should do that more often. All that being said, it's back to the races. And I'm so tired. It mostly has to do with the fact that I'm still working on coffee for the first time today. So just hoping that'll kick in here pretty soon. See, what else is there to say to you guys? Okay, we did it. You know, it was down to the wire. It was the last hour in 2025. But by golly, we hit it. We hit the goal, and I have ended the year with 50,000 words in draft 2. We did it, but at what cost, man? At what cost? Also, look what my mom gave me. They're paper clips, but they're in the shape of like little lattes, and they have a heart. So cute. So I need to do another video talking about where do we go from here? And this video is coming out with a lot of space in between the last one. Obviously, I've taken some time to just not do anything, and that's been nice. I played on a Minecraft server with my little siblings and my husband. It was so fun. So like that's what we did yesterday. It was a good time. So I've not been writing, and like for the first time in a long time, not feeling the need to like, I don't have to if I don't want to. It's like, it's that moment where it's like you could study, but you don't have to. It's the freedom of choice, man. As much as I love writing, I think giving myself all these goals and all these benchmarks and things, a consequence of that is that it does take on less of like this hobby, which is the point. Like, I don't want this to be my hobby. I want this to be what I do. At the same time, like, there are those drawbacks of like, okay, this is what you do now. So you can't treat it like a hobby, which had its perks, which meant that if you just didn't want to do that for the day, you didn't have to. And even though all my stuff this year has been very self-imposed, like 100%, like no one's making me do this but me. Consciously, like in the back of my mind, I'm like, but I need to know if I can do it, A. And B, like, can I stand it? Can I stand this being my job? Because I love it so much as my hobby, as something that I do and that I have been doing. Can I survive it becoming more than that and something like an obligation at times? Can I survive that? And I think I can, because even through kind of the self-imposed stress, like it was like little league stress, little leagues, deadlines, little leagues, you know, here's a taste of what it might be like if you're given a deadline on when to get a draft done. The whole experience is so enjoyable, and I can do things to reduce my stress. You know, I can definitely build better habits around like time blocking and like phone usage and like all kinds of things to reduce my distractions and be more productive, protect the lock-in space. I can do that. And I can also block things out and develop processes that will make things so much easier when I'm really down to the wire. And I'm figuring all that stuff out right now. Like the stuff that's not easy, I can make it so much easier. Here's my head. Here's my brain. If I decided to traditionally publish a book or a series, I wouldn't query it until it was done. Until I thought it was done. Until I thought, okay, if they have edits, there are going to be some copy edits, but it's not going to be anything super developmental. I wouldn't be drafting. I think that's a big thing. If I can reduce or like completely prevent, hopefully, I don't know, someone's laughing at me right now, but if I can prevent the possibility that I have to redraft anything post query, like, I mean, you're just going through and you're copy editing and you're making little changes here and there. Like, it takes time. Like, that's not as extensive. Like, if everything is pretty much good, I'm not having to restructure anything, and that's what takes so much time. Maybe that changes. You know, I'm still kind of in the first stages of learning how to do this whole revise, get a manuscript to a polished place. I still don't know what that looks like. We're in draft 2. So my previous book was 3 drafts officially, but they were all rewrites, and I never did any major line edits, copy edits. Like, there was just a bunch of structural plot things, and I just kind of threw scenes in that I thought would fix problems. So whenever we go back to open up book 1, it's going to be a monstrosity. And I do see myself rewriting a good portion of that. But we don't know. We don't know. I'm trying not to think about book 1. I feel like I need to put a cap on all this, and I'll talk about where we go from here when I figure it out. I think I suck at planning ahead. When I'm in it, I can figure it out. Like this fall, it was easy because it was like I have a vision. I know where we're going and what I need to do. But I don't want to plan my entire year around Nano. I started prepping for that thing in July. You know, I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to rush to try to get to a draft 3. I don't know where I'll be at that point, but I think I have some like little league goals that I can make work. And I think I'm aiming for February. I try to send off Act 1 to be beta read and see what happens. I think I want that to try to happen around February, which means that I would maybe get feedback in March, depending on how long it takes. But like that's kind of a baseline timeline, kind of spacing that out. But that's as far out as I'm thinking. So like, do I backtrack and rewrite some stuff in Act 1 and polish and shine? And I think yes. I think there are some things that I can go back and fix in Act 1. For sure. I don't know what exactly, but there's definitely stuff. So anyway, it's just a big freaking mess. I don't know what my yearly goal is. I mean, of course, there's that whole like, I want to write every day, but I also think like I don't have to get 1,000 words every day. I think if I sit down and write every day, that's better than nothing. I can set that word count and say 1,000 words, but the more I do this, the more I'm like, okay, I sit down to write, but sometimes it's like, that's not, like putting out words is not what I'm doing. And I don't want to get it stuck in my brain that like writing is only writing if I'm like putting out word count, because it's not. There's so much more that goes into it. It's just different kinds of writing sessions. There's like those drafting sessions where you're putting out words, and then there's like those read through where you're just changing things, and you could be taking away 300 words in an hour, and that's progress. It's really good progress, actually. I think sitting down to write every day is good. I think that's something I'm going to aim for just from now on as I kind of get back into the swing of things. Try to lock in some stuff for Act 1 and send it off in February. I think that's where I'm sitting. Nothing is written in blood. Past the winter and into the spring, I have no idea what comes up, and I don't know anything beyond that, really. So, how's your holidays? How'd you do? Where are we sitting at our projects? Are we feeling kind of energized? I feel like the general consensus from people that I've been observing on the internet is pumped, ready to go, ready to make this year our year somehow. I don't know how to do that, but kind of ready to make the most of things. I think a lot of us are like, since 2020, or I guess, I don't know, I'm just going to speak for myself. I think since 2020, we are always saying like, this year's going to be so much better. And then it comes with like end of the world type developments. And it's like, I think at this point, we've been at this will be the 6th year of like consistently kind of getting punched in the face. I think at this point I'm at the place where it's like, okay, whatever, because it's gonna be what it's gonna be. So I'm gonna do my thing, and I'm just gonna do what I know to do. Like the conditions around me, I can't control them, and I cannot let them dictate how I behave. Does that make sense? Because there's some stressful stuff that happens. And I think with the internet and social media, it's in our faces so much more than ever. There's nothing new under the sun. There's always been craziness happening in the world. It's just recent technology and social media and like global events has really put it in front of our faces so much more than ever before. It's not new, it just feels new and it feels scary, but it's like we're not looking at stuff that's gonna stop me from writing or stop me from being with my family or stop me from being a joyful person and choosing to be productive in society. You know, I still get to control my behavior. And I think everyone gets a little bit let down at the beginning of the year these days because they're like, well, thought we were going to have like a really great headline or something with the first week of January. I'm like, who told you that? Who told you that we were going to have like world peace the first week of January? Who gave you that idea? Like, since when has that been something that's happened in recent history? The stuff that happens around the world is a big deal. Wherever you are, there's stuff that's happening that's a big deal, and it's scary, and it deserves to be taken seriously in most cases. I think that being said, though, like what we do, that's more important. Like, because you can't control all that other stuff. And you might as well. If you want goodness, then you better be good. And if you want to see kindness, then you better be kind. And if you want to see peace, then you better be a peacemaker. Because, I mean, you can't control what other people are doing, but you can control what you do. And for my part this year, in my home, it's going to be a place of peace as much as I can control it. And maybe I eat those words, but I think that's what I want. And therefore, I am the only one who can put that in place and do anything to make sure that it happens. I can make my home a place of peace and rest. I can make sure that my actions are kind and breathe life into the people around me. And that's real life stuff. I don't think that's not just condensed to internet comments and stitches on TikToks or whatever. That's real life stuff. That's stuff that happens when you go outside and touch grass. So anyway, I think that's kind of how I'm feeling ending 2025, moving into 2026. And there's so much that's in the air. I think it's okay to not know the whole year, the yearly goals, man. I think I have a good starting point. We'll see what happens. But anyway, I hope that's encouraging to some of you guys when I ramble. I hope that it is nice. If it's not nice, I'm so sorry. It's kind of what I do. I hope you guys had a great 2025, that there were some good things in there. Because, I mean, 2025 was a hard year for me and my family, but it was also a good year in a lot of ways. So I'm looking on the bright side because I can do that. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.